Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Nothing to Do podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy. Happy New Year. Although I'm probably past the cutoff already in terms of when it's still socially acceptable to say it. Today's Sunday, January 14th. This episode will probably be out the following day on MLK Day. MLK, I believe he's famous for opening up the first Chick-fil-A in just north of Ohio. And he really brought that fast food chain out into the East Coast, out of the South. So shout out to Martin Luther King Jr. For really pioneering chicken across the across the U.S. No, I'm kidding, obviously. Damn, it's been a really long time since I've been on the mic. What have I been doing? I've just been fucking busy working. I've been in school. I have been, yes, and now I'm broke because no one told me up until the day before that I cannot be getting paid and holding positions of any type of teaching while I'm also a student teacher. So niggas is broke, but it's all right. We're figuring it out. This is the last stretch of that. Something about the other day. When was the first time you realized you were broke? And not broke. I mean, I wasn't broke. My parents didn't. My parents did enough. To be, well off. I guess. I was watching that old Chappelle special. Not the one that just came out. Although I watched that one. It was pretty good. It was the one that came out like after his first comeback, and he put out two in that first comeback, and then he put out another two like a year and a half later or whatever. And I was watching that one, and he makes the joke about how he used to fake, he would never lie about being from the hood, but like he would never never deny it either. And he said that his quote that I love, that really resonated with me, is fucking hilarious, is, my parents did good enough for me to grow up poor around white folks. And that is my childhood. A lot of my childhood wrapped up in a fucking Dave Chappelle quote right there. And I was trying to think, when was the first time I actually felt like I didn't have enough money? Because I never felt poor or that you came from poverty. Like, again, like, I'm not, like, my parents did well enough when I was growing up and my sister was growing up, but they came from poverty, right? They came from the DR. They didn't come until like they were fucking teenagers. So they got hick tendencies, right? They got trashy, poor people tendencies. I think the first time for me was when I used to think Olive Garden was a fancy restaurant. And I remember we went there for my, I think it was like my aunt's or my grandmother's birthday. Remember we dressed up too, like, and you look at it now, and I'm trying to fucking fix this mic stand, and it's like, Olive Garden is just like the Italian versions of like Chili's or Applebee's or any of those other shitty restaurants. But I remember like putting on a button down to go to this dinner. I remember sitting in the lobby and seeing what felt like probably just like marble shelves and counters everywhere, and there was like a water fountain. I remember, and they had free breadsticks, and I'm like, they're fucking giving out free food. Like, this is like a really nice restaurant. It turns out 10 years later that Olive Garden is just one of many other places in America where dreams kind of go to die. And it's not, in fact, an upscale restaurant, but I did have a great time eating there when I was young. I don't remember the last time I was there. I'll fuck up Chili's, though, any day. Chili's that's like, last time I went to Chili's, I threw up, actually, funny enough. I drank, but it wasn't the drinks. or it might have been the drinks. It might have been a mix. Because I only had, like, they had the $1 fucking Marga Slutteritas there. And, I had like 2 or 3 of those. And I had a bunch of food. But, like, it wasn't nearly enough for me to be sick. And I literally had to pull over on the car ride home and throw up on the on the middle of that one-way heading right next to the Providence River, heading towards the fucking Providence Place Mall. And it was like 8:45 p.m. on a Friday. Like, if the wrong person was there, if I was just unlucky, there was just a squad car chilling in the cut, waiting for a speed trap. Like, I could have been really fucked. Because, I mean, like, something may have come out on the breathalyzer. I don't know. Maybe I was just under, but I didn't throw up because I was too drunk. I literally couldn't fucking hold it. It was so bad. And that being said, I really cannot wait to go back to Chili's. I used to go. That's how I was down bad for a while. When I first went back, I used to fucking go to Chili's on a Sunday in the afternoon by myself and like fucking Bumblefuck Smithfield and take myself on these self dates and watch like a really afternoon shitty Red Sox game by myself, and I would order the fucking triple slam or the fucking triple, just the appetizers where you could choose 3 different things, and I would buy like, and I would chug like 3 Blue Moons of the Tall Boys, which I've seen like those are scams. You get like the fucking 10-ounce and the 16-ounce glass or whatever, but like or the 16 and the 22. But if you pour them into each other, they're the same. I don't know if it's there or if it's somewhere else. But and I would go there like once every like couple weeks, and I'd just be like, I'd be bored at the house, and I'm just like, let's go to Chili's, let's watch this Red Sox game, and I'd just sit at the bar like a fucking loser. But it was great. I had a great time. And I can't wait to go back to Chili's. Where did I start this? I think I was starting, where did I start this? Like, when was the first time I felt poor? I haven't noticed. I'm waiting for like AFC, like fucking wild card playoff game coverage to come on. I had the TV on unmute. And right now it's Women of Wrestling. And this is awful. This is so bad. And I'm spoiled right now because my TikTok is just littered with just like the all-time wrestling matches of all time. I'll sit there for like 5 minutes and like it's spliced up perfectly so you can watch like all the best highlights of that match, and it's seamless, but you still feel like you're watching the match. And I was like, fuck yeah, bro. Like, this is the fucking shit I love. And they have this thing called the Women of Wrestling, and the ring looks like it's half the size of a real ring. And apparently this girl kicked out, or did she kick out? Was that her special? Just like a fucking big boot? Oh my goodness. Jesse Jones and Amber O'Neal. They can't be. Vince McMahon probably is turning in his soon-to-be grave watching this fucking shit. This is so bad. Oh my goodness. How is this on NBC? Or like, how is this on a nationally syndicated fucking channel? Anyways, another time I was reminded, or not reminded, I just thought it was a normal thing, until like my friends were like, bro, that's fucking disgusting. Why the fuck would you do that? And I used to put toilet paper in the tray, like use toilet paper in the trash. And I thought it was because, like, I didn't know that toilet paper was specifically made to be flushed. And our toilet would clog a lot as a kid. And also, like, in DR, that's not a thing. Like, now when I go to DR, I have to make a conscious effort of throwing my used toilet paper in the trash can, in the trash bin, because their plumbing system is basically non-existent. You put fucking two wipes toward the toilet paper in the toilet and forget about it. That whole house is fucking flooding. But I used to do that all the time, and then when I got when I would go to my friend's house more in like high school or even sometimes middle school, I would do it and nobody told me anything. I don't know how I figured out that you're not supposed to do that, but I remember like years down the line, I was like, yeah, bro, you used to fucking put your disgusting, shitty toilet paper in our trash can, and it was fucking disgusting. And my mom would say something, and we just didn't know how to tell you. So yeah, that's like another thing that I would do. And then that I just realized, oh, that's like that. Just I'm poor. Like I'm like not. I don't have as much money. Well, that's also like that's more of like a come from poverty habit. Whereas like the Olive Garden was like, oh yeah, you're poor, bro. You're like, you have a poor people's mentality. Let me rephrase. I'm not poor. I was never poor. But we come from. I come from a poverty ridden family from back in DR. That's so like we have a lot of poor. Or immigrants, you come here, you don't know about fucking Nick's on Broadway and fucking Blackies and Fleming's and Capitol Grill. You come here and you go to fucking Chili's until you realize that that's not real food. That's just where people go to die, and where the American dream goes to die. Maybe I'll get Chili's after this. I don't fucking know, but I'm fucking starving. I can't tell if the edible I took is kicking in or not. But yeah, I am student teaching now, and I'm full time at the school that I've been working at for the last couple of years now. It's nice being there every day. It sucks because I'm not getting fucking paid. And lo and behold, beknownst to me, I forgot to act like I give a fuck about my unemployment situation while I figure this shit out. So now I think they're withholding that until I book one of those appointments that says that I'm actually looking for a job and all that shit. And it's, oh, your boy is your boy's trying to figure his shit out financially until May, and I don't know, man, but I'll figure it out, dog. I'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm back at that school, and like I'm starting to realize, I don't even know if maybe I've said this on the show before, and I don't know if I have or not. But like I think in order for white people to adopt a black child or black children, I think you have to have at least 3 to 5 black friends in your circle. And not like I know 3 black people. Like I am really good friends with 3, with 3 to 5 black people. I'm really, I went to high school with Jamal, and I've known Tisha since I got a residency 5 years ago, and whatever. Like you need real black friends in order to adopt black children. It is a shame how these parents, how ashy these kids look. These parents really just, it's like they barely brush their teeth in the morning. They don't wash their face. They don't put any lotion on it, and they just come to school just looking dry and half dead. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, I'm so happy you go to the school, because if not, you would get your ass kicked by other real black kids everywhere. Like that is like that's also like the number. Like how do you not know that? Like black people need lotion. If you have darker skin, you need lotion. Because you look ashy. You look like a fucking alligator. You look half dead. You look like you've been sleeping on a bench. You look like you fucking, like you've been rolling around in salt all day and eating snow. Like I don't know what it's a shame, because once those kids, if they don't know, and then they go to high school, they're gonna go to high school and they're gonna get absolutely humiliated because their parents couldn't take an extra 7 minutes out of their day to just lube them up, just fucking dump them in a vat of Vaseline and take them out and wipe them down. And I had some other stuff to talk about on this show, and I didn't prepare. I mean, I prepared. I did prepare in the sense that in terms of what I wanted to talk about. I didn't prepare in terms of actually going, having some further context and details and information about the things that I had planned to talk about. But when do I ever even do that anymore on this show? But I should, but I don't. I'm also not consistent with this anymore, and I'm at a point I've realized. You know what I've realized about myself? Whenever I say I'm trying to think of like, at least whenever I say I'm going to do something for myself, like when I verbalize it out loud in front of people, like 9 times out of 10, it just doesn't happen. I don't know if it's like some Fuku shit or if I psych myself out or all this shit. But like every time I say I'm going to do something, I don't do it. Does that mean I'm not a man of my word? Because I am a man of my word. I'm a man of my word. Or maybe I'm not. I don't fucking know. But I am a man of my word when I say I'll be there for other people. That I can be confident in. And if for some reason I can't be, then I'll verbalize that too. But I'll never leave people out to dry. And usually if I say I'm going to be there for somebody in some sort of capacity, I will be there for that person. If I care about them or, if there's someone important to me. But for example, like for this fucking show, I think the last time I recorded was like 3 months ago. And like the first thing I opened and led with was just being like, yeah, man, I'm turning a new leaf and I'm going to try and be consistent for you guys, for my fucking 4 fans that listen to this whenever they feel like it. And like, I got to be more consistent with this. And I literally haven't recorded since. And now it's 2024 and I'm here because I'm like, God damn, I really got to do this. I got to get out here and record just to do it. Just get out of the way. Because the more, it's like a stacking. It's like a compounding effect. When you do stuff like this, right, you're kind of nervous. Like, you hit a stride when you're recording once a week, once every 2 weeks. You hit a stride. You don't really get nervous. You don't overthink it anymore. Sometimes you do a shitty episode. Sometimes you do a good one. Maybe they're all shitty. I don't fucking know. But then you like the more you like procrastinate on it, then it kind of becomes a thing in your head, and you're like, fuck. Now I really got to do it. And like I was going to record last week. I just didn't fucking record last week. And then I was going to record yesterday, but I was barely home all day yesterday. The little time I was home, I decided to work out instead. Because I've been a fat fucking piggy little fat boy since New Year's. I've been eating so much, but it feels so nice. It feels so nice. And then what else? Like, so then, like, there's that. Like, I literally, and then I even when I did that, like, I went on Instagram and said, like, I gotta care about this show more and get over my fear of being on social media and stuff and blah, blah, blah. And I literally haven't posted a social media clip since, even before the last episode, I think. And then what else? And so, like, yeah, so, like, maybe I should just, like, not say the stuff that I want to do, and maybe it'll happen. Like, maybe just keep it in my head and say it to myself, but don't say it to other people. Because other people prey on your downfall, if you guys didn't know. Yeah? If you guys also didn't know, like, the key to life is, like, you don't need love or best friend. What you need is, like, 300 good men to go to war with you. And that they all have $1 million. And that you put your $1 million together, because at the end of the day, it's not that hard to make $1 million. And then after a year, that million becomes like 300 million, or like comes like like 900 million. And then after year 3, I mean, sheesh, sky's the limit after that. So that's really all you need. I saw some video, another insufferable fucking Instagram influencer that was basically his message. What else? Even with like stopping, I'm trying to cut. Like, I don't even want to say it now. I'm not saying I'm quitting. I'm just gonna say that I haven't vaped in over 24 hours. But you know what has helped? Funny enough, what has helped. Well, let me make sure this shit is still recording and the light's good. What has helped, what happened was, the other day, I had literally like 2 pints of coffee, like at like 3 in the afternoon. It was like 7 Stars coffee. And like I've gotten to a point where my body is like, I can't have coffee past 10 a.m. or I can't sleep. So I literally I try to have like 1 cup of coffee a day for the most part. And I try to keep it before like 11 a.m. for the most part, especially like on work days where like I want to get sleep, or it's going to be really hard for me to sleep. That's what it is, guys. I'm going to be 30 in like 35 days. And you know, I guess that there's the cliff metaphor applies for certain things. I guess I'm starting to learn slowly at an older age. But anyways, I decided to drink like 2 pints of like really strong dark roast 7 Stars, which is it's strong as hell. I didn't realize how strong it was. Like at like 3 p.m. And so I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep that whole night until like almost 4:30 in the morning. And I'm just sitting there like, my girl's just asleep, fucking snoring next to me. And I'm just like, just thinking about my life. I'm thinking about the show, and I'm like, I should probably stop vaping. This is probably not a good idea. Let's do that. So I was like, when this vape is done, then I'll be done. And you know, it never works out like that. Like, what if you're really trying to quit something? You can't be like, when I'm done with this last thing, because no. You have to throw it out immediately. You have to throw it out, whether it's full, half full, whatever. Like, if I'm trying to quit drinking right now, I'm not going to be like, I'll quit drinking once I finish those 5 Miller High Lifes in my fridge. I got to go dump those Miller High Lifes down the drain and start right there. There's no, just one more. Anyways, but I did that. That's what I still, knowing that, I still chose that. And then the other day was the last day, and then I was just like, fuck, I really want to vape right now. But like what helps, oddly enough, it's like you literally just tell you, like, bro, you're not stop being a fucking pussy. And I'm just like, yeah, stop being a pussy. Like, that's, and then that helps. And then I'm just like, and then in my mind, I'm just like, wow, bro, you're a fucking pussy. Like, you really can't go, like, at least you can't even go a day without vaping. Like, without you vape just right now, you can't go a day. And so that's the game I'm playing right now until that doesn't work anymore. So again, I'm not saying I'm quitting vaping, but like right now, just my motivation is not being a fucking faggot about it. Why did I say that? Oh, why did I say that? And I'm gonna be too lazy to go back out and edit that. I've been really into like Cumtown. It's this podcast, and it's really just like the lazy. I wouldn't say it's lazy because they actually are really funny. They're comedians, but a lot of it is just like lazy bro group chat humor. And I guess it's rubbing off on me a little bit, but yeah, it's like my motivation is stop being such a fucking pussy about this, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. You know what? Another thing with the podcast that's a little bit more realistic is that I've talked about this. You know, something's got to give in terms of my teaching career and this podcast, and I feel like now that it's getting closer and closer, it's becoming a little bit more real. You know, I'm part of in my seminars. They're already talking about like job applications and how to present yourself for jobs and resumes and cover letters and blah 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 blah. And they talk about, you know, they look at your social media. They do, and I'm just like, God damn, they're not gonna hire somebody that just casually and softly dropped the F word on his podcast in 2024. Happy New Year's. Oh, the sun came out a little bit. We'll fix that real quick. But so that's lurking. That's lurking a little bit. Like I said, I did have stuff to prep because there's a lot of shit that happened even before. Like I prepped this episode in terms of what I want to talk about. There's like this whole. The Cat Williams shit is hilarious. I gotta watch that full interview. What else? A bunch of albums dropped since I last recorded. I'm pretty sure. New Dave Chappelle special. Israel Palestine. That's been the big one. That was a big one of quarter four last year. Was Israel Palestine. I won't say much, but to say that there was literally like it's so blatant. Give me 1 second. God damn it! And I'm back. That's better. That's better. It's good enough. I mean, the U.S. can't be any more like passive, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, about their feelings on this whole conflict. I mean, they literally have like it Jew hate, like Israeli-ish, like Jewish propaganda at like during NFL games. And even like, bro, I went to fucking watch The Boy and the Heron, and they literally had, I'm like, well, I'm trying to watch like a fucking, I'm trying to be high and watch this fucking Miyazaki film that's going to be sick as fuck and gorgeous. And like the first preview before the like actual previews start was like about Jewish hate and about how Jewish hate has gone up fucking 67,000% since August 2023 and all this shit. And it's like, bro, shut the fuck up. Shut up. That being said, I'm going to hold my commentary on Israel, Palestine, and what's going on in Gaza. I'm going to hold that and save it for a time where I get off my lazy ass and look into it a little bit more. I mean, I know the gist, and I know the gist of the history. I should say the recent history, right? Because at the end of the day, a big argument is like, well, whose land is it anyways? Whose claim is it anyways? You know, I'm talking about like post-World War I, post-World War II history as to why the conflict is the way it is. And, you know, I know the barest of bones to that, so I'm not going to comment any further, except for just how funny it is to see propaganda at a Miyazaki anime manga movie. So that was pretty sick. What else did I want to talk about? You know what it was? I had this set up because I think I had planned to record when For All the Dogs came out, or around that time at least, to talk about it. And I was going to talk about Drake because I didn't like, obviously a lot of people didn't like it. I did, and I was one of them. I didn't like For All the Dogs that much. I liked like 3 songs on it, and I was like, damn, he's really like that. He's just really leaning into the commercial stuff and making music with the new artists that people love and all that stuff, which is fine and stuff. But like, it is frustrating a little bit when it's just like when you know what Drake is capable of. And it's just like, damn, bro, like, we kind of want some bars at this point now. Like, at least give us some bars, because, like, I mean, like, you make bangers. Like, I'll play your, you know, I love, you know, he makes bangers for parties and clubs and all that shit. But, like, damn, bro, like, you 30, you know, you older now. Like, but then he comes out with the deluxe. He comes out with the deluxe and shuts my stupid little ass up. He shuts it up. He wanted bars. He gave us like 25 minutes worth of bars, including a song that with J. Cole, which is what we wanted. We didn't want first person shooter as dope as it was. Like, we wanted a song where Drake and J. Cole like go bar for bar, not like where J. Cole goes off and then Drake does a catchy hook and like some catchy shit, but he's not really trying to spit. Like, come on, bro. Like what is this? Darlene, Charlene, Kathleen, Flashleen, put some in the phone like some sardine. Like, no, that's not hard. That's not hard at all. But then he came out with Evil Ways. And I almost gave it to Drake. I was like, damn, Drake. I think Drake might have outdid J. Cole on that one until J. Cole's last verse. How does it go? J. Cole's last verse. We at the sky. I have to listen to. We at the top. Playing keep away with the crown. Our life's an open book. Come and read a page. Drake pulled the white bitch that goes both ways. She like the queen of spades. I'm starting to think your perks is fake. Your weed is lace. For thinking it's a game. If it's a game, the streets would be Bushido's blade. Razor to his face and he in need of shave. I stay out the streets and niggas DNA get rearranged. I went Drizzy in Atlanta. So many hits with the nigga they could beat it brave. Young nigga going through his demon phase. How Lord could blame. Yo, that he killed Drake with that shit. He absolutely killed Drake. He put the nail in the coffin because Drake did go in on that. But anyways, I love For All the Dogs Deluxe. That's what I think that's what I wanted. I'm curious. He said he recorded it in like 5 days after For All the Dogs came out. So it'd be kind of funny if the reason why he made it is because as much as he got in Joe Budden's ass, Joe Budden actually bullied him into making that album just because it was like and just people in general, but you know they hate each other, and Joe Budden like went in on him and all this shit, and then Drake responded with this big ass post and all that. But I really like For All the Dogs. But what I was gonna talk about with that was just the beauty of leaving your craft and returning. Like, ding, 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 me, right? I leave for 3 months. You guys like, where is he? Is he dead? What's going on? Did he quit? Did his house burn? What happened? You guys, you'll never know. Well, you did know. I literally told you at the beginning. No, but seriously, like, I feel like when, like, artists leave their craft for a little bit to do whatever it is they got to do, or even just to take a break. Like, I've talked about the culture of constantly putting shit out and having content out, and just content being like, it just makes shit worse. And like, there's literally like a list, like literally if Jeffrey Epstein was still alive, if he waited long enough, he could probably make some sort of a comeback. But he's dead now, and he has a documentary, and his documents leaked. And I called it with Oprah like 3 years ago. I got to go back and listen to that episode. I think it was approaching a New Year's episode. It was either before or after New Year's episode. It was when I was still doing the show with Michael, and I called it. I said Oprah is next, in reference to what I forgot what scandal I was talking about during that time. But I did say Oprah was next. And that her time is coming, and that she is low-key the devil and a piece of shit. And she was on that list along with many others, and I don't even remember who's on. I mean, the Stephen Hawking one is the most funny one, right? TikTok and Instagram has beat all those jokes to a pulp. So I won't say anything else, but I called that. But yeah, you give Kevin Spacey enough time, he'll come out with a banger in like 5 years. Like, anybody, like, just even whether you have to or you just do it, like, if somebody who is amazing at their craft leaves and comes back, it's like, it's going to be a banger regardless. Half of it being because we missed that person, half of it being is because they had time to live their fucking life, right? And do whatever it is they got to do that inspires them to make something new, right? I mean, like, there's a bunch, right? I have a short list, but the list can go on, right? There's Kendrick, right? Kendrick's last album came out in 2017 before Mr. Morale, and it was fire, and we waited, and he came out with, like, this fake pseudo album that's not really his, but he had his name all over it, and it was, like, kind of his, but not really, which is the Black Panther album, which had some bangers on it, but it wasn't a Kendrick album. And then we got Mr. Morale. When did we get Mr. Morale? Damn, I'm yelling into the mic. Was it 20? I don't remember if it was 2022 or 2023, but we got it in the spring. I think it was the spring of 2022. Yes, it was the spring of 2022. We got Mr. Morale, and it was amazing, and it was a deluxe. Well, it was technically it was like a two-sided. It was basically two albums, and it was sick. Who else? Louis C.K. That's an example of a guy who had to leave and then came back. He had to leave because he would jack his dick off with like women like that he worked with in the office or whatever it was. I don't know, but he got canceled for a while, and he came back quietly, and he's doing his thing. Everything is on his website, and I haven't seen any of his new specials. I've seen a lot of clips on TikTok, and they're really fucking funny. And I heard he came out with a really cool movie. Travis Scott's another one. He had to leave forcibly, which I think was great for us in terms of the music that we're gonna get from him because I mean he had that whole scandal with his tour and people died and all this shit, so he had to take a step back. And then he came out out of nowhere. He just dropped he came out with like a single, and then he just dropped Utopia, like on some J. Cole shit, and it was fire. I loved it. I wasn't sure how I felt about it at first when it first came out, but it's actually really fucking good. Dave Chappelle, another obvious one. He left. He saw the game. He didn't like how it was going. Left for 10 years, went to South Africa, came back, got the bag. Not only did he get not only was his content, like, you get the bag. You get the motherfucking bag, right? He got $50 million to start off from Netflix, and he's come out since his return in 2017. What he's come out with, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think he has 6 specials. He has 6-hour sets on Netflix that are new and fire. They're all great. This new one, The Dreamer, was pretty good. I'd have to give it a listen. I was watching that with my girl, so I have to watch that again. But yeah, those are some of the stuff that I wanted to touch on, and I feel like I had some shout outs, and now I forgot who I was going to shout out. I'll shout out. Who did I shout out? Who should I shout out? Shout out to my dear friend Connor, who is engaged to his lovely fiance and dear friend of mine, Alex Bandoni, and the bachelor party is this weekend, and all I'm going to say is have the Narcan ready, baby, because we're going crazy in Hoosick Falls, New York, dog. All right, I might lose my job during this bachelor party weekend. Just have the Narcan on deck, dog, because I am going crazy. No, I'm kidding. But shout out to him. I feel like I had more though. Oh, shout out to them as well. I finally got to go to their New Year shows for the first time since 2019. And it was fire. They put on a hell of a show. What else do I? Oh, before I go, I'll do some predictions for the playoffs. Right now, who's playing right now? We have Cowboys. I want to pick Cowboys for this Cowboys-Packers game because I have Dak Prescott in this fantasy. It's fantasy playoff league I'm in, but I could see it's either the Cowboys are gonna blow them out or they're gonna blow it or they're gonna lose in like spectacular fashion. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take the over on Dallas in the over. And I don't even know what the over-under is right now. Let me check. This is my slow, my soft launch into gambling, and then I'm fucked. And then I am fucked. You think I'm broke now? I am fucked if I get into gambling. I'll tell you that. Over, under, Dallas, Cowboys, Packers. What is the over-under? What are the lines? Here we go. Packers. Cowboys are -7. The over-under is 51 points. Fuck it. I'll take the over on that. I'm gonna take the over on that. Not actually, just metaphorically, but one day I'll probably put $150 on the over and destroy my credit. Who else plays today? We all knew that the fucking Miami Dolphins, as much I did want them to win. I like Tua, I like Tyreek, but they're a fucking fraudulent ass team, and they got handled last night by the Chiefs, by the defending champions. Who else? Rams Lions. That's the good game. I'm gonna take the Lions. The Lions are -3. I'll take the Lions -3. I don't know what the over-under is for that, but yeah, I'll take the Lions -3 for that. What else? Is that it? Yeah, until next time, you dirtbags. There'll be another episode either next week or next year. I don't know. Just stay tuned. Bye-bye.